Both teams shots on goal this period 9 apiece, but you wouldn't know by the score up there 3-1, Lee. And I got to tell you, well, so far the most emotional period we've seen out of the two that we've had to deal with. Some big struggles out there for the Sarnia Sting. And something that was happening kind of at the end there, that period. Did you catch what was happening there?
It's just kind of a continuation of what's been happening with the little bit of aggression. We've seen a couple of fights that period. Just more of the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Pasachoff right near the end got a really nice hit. Okay. And it was like a very clean hit. It was all part of the play. London players took some exception to that, and they came after whoever they could get their hands on, basically, in retaliation to it a couple of minutes.
But did it seem like, I heard somebody, did Ben Gaudreau have something to say about this?
Yeah, it was whoever was going after, I don't even, because it was Pasachov that kind of like sparked the whole thing, but him that they were going after in the end, they were just looking to get their hand on any black jersey down there.
Right.
And the refs kind of, stopped it all, broke it all up. By then, I guess, like I said, I didn't even realize the period was over.
Yeah.
So Benny had gone over to the bench, and then when they finally broke it up and sent them off, the London players off to their bench, they were getting in his face, and he just got right back up in theirs. And yeah, he was.
Here's those emotions.
Ben Gaudreau, he's a great goalie, he's a great leader, and he won't back down.
Yeah, well, to talk about those emotions before when we talked last period about that, and here's where it's at. But and you saw, I did see Dillingham out at center ice there talking to the coaches, kind of shrugging his shoulders. Alan Letang for the longest time just kept saying, "Come on, guys, just let it go. Let's get off the ice." He kept waving, right? And because I think the message there is like, there's nothing you can do right now. What you need to focus on is controlling your emotions and at least tying up this game as quickly as possible.
Yeah, right now the Sarnia Sting can't afford to allow themselves to get into stuff like that.
Yeah.
They can't let the emotions and the aggressiveness and the need for some kind of like physical contact get in the way of their goal, which is, for the moment, getting back in this game and tying this score up to still have a shot at this game. If they don't, if they let themselves get sucked into that kind of stuff with the London Knights, I mean, that's just going to eat up the clock.
Seemed like a couple of goals, especially the third one that the London Knights got against Ben Gaudreau. It just kind of it snuck right into the top, and then it looked like it was sort of in, and then it just dropped down. And the goals that the London Knights have got, all three, let's be honest, they were set up well and went through to hit the Messi thing pretty well.
And then that says a lot for their team, right? Like they can set those plays up, and they have what it takes. They've got the skills to kind of find the holes in the goaltender's game. And like Ben Gaudreau, one of the best goaltenders in the entire league, if not the best. I don't know what the stats say, but I mean,
him and Bowen are like neck and neck.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be able to do that with a goaltender like Ben Gaudreau, like you said, every one of them well set up, well executed. That just says a lot about the London Knights team and what they're capable of and why.
Okay,
what
your
Sarnia
coach
has to be careful of.
your coach Alan Letang right now, or Brad Staubitz. What are you saying to the Sarnia Sting team?
Just like knock off the physical stuff. Don't engage with them when they're, because it's London that's trying to push those buttons in us. He's like, play our game.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that stuff. Get out there, do your thing, do what brought us here to this point right now. And fighting and aggressiveness and getting involved in all that stuff.
Games.
It's not what brought us to the dance here.
No.
It's the setting up the plays. It's executing on the ice, and that's what they need to focus on. If we were up by 2 goals, I'd be like, enjoy yourself out there.
Yeah.
Throw some elbows. Do some.
I think if I was a coach, I'd be showing them some stats right now, as I mentioned the last period when we talked. Like, look where you guys lead in all these categories. So you're capable of doing this. You can bring. We've not seen them take the game much to London here today, I think, is part of the problem. And I'd like to see this thing a little more active than reactive, if that makes sense, to get it down in there. I mean, we did see a pretty good dominant first period, right? I thought, and our first goal in there really came out strong. But then, of course, like we said before, we've seen the London Knights react well, and they did react to that one very quickly, just like we saw on Friday night. Derry, bring that one up. Now I think you're right. We've got the emotions seem a little out of control out there. And easy for us to say, right?
True.
I get that. But I really think you're right. I think it's like, guys, you got the stats, you've got the skills. Just go out there and play this game. You don't have to fight these guys, because fighting these guys or getting too aggressive has never won the Sarnia Sting any hockey games against the London Knights.
And like that might even be a strategic move on the London Knights' part. Maybe they're not just being jerks out there. Maybe they're trying to use that as a tool to kind of eat away at that clock, because I mean, the more the time ticks down, the farther out the Sarnia Sting gets from being able to tie this game up and possibly moving ahead. So that could very well be a strategic move. And
well, and Alan Letang has said, last post game he did say, I think I mentioned, they're trying to make the Sarnia Sting play a perfect game. There's no such thing really as a perfect game, Letang would say, but forcing the Sarnia Sting to play a perfect game is what's going to be the advantage for the London Knights. So don't get caught in that trap, I guess. Go back to practice, I guess, right? And, pull out those fundamentals of hockey that really has brought the Sarnia Sting as far as they are right now in round 3 of the playoffs.
And like Sarnia Sting are capable of playing a perfect game, and that's unfortunately what is necessary to be victorious over a team like the London Knights.
I don't think there's anything as such as a perfect game.
They play. I don't know. I thought that first period was pretty perfect.
Yeah.
Except for the last 0.8 seconds.
Okay,
of it,
well, see, nothing's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was Coach Alan Tank said. He said, I don't know that you can actually play a perfect game, but you can come really close. But being forced to play that game, if you're not quite in the position to handle that at that moment, that can be more of a strength for the opposition team than for the defending team. I think, and I go back to it again, we were on those boards a lot more again in this second period. And when I see that, they seem to do pretty well on that. When the puck did come out, it seemed like the Sarnia Sting, somebody was there to pick it up. Yeah. They were able to stop it from getting down to the other end of the arena, but the power play is still not working out for the Sting.
No, it's not. That's definitely something they struggle with. As much as you like to see the ref's arm go up when the other team does something stupid, it doesn't really benefit us all that as often as it should.
Yeah,
it's almost like we do better even strength. So I don't know. What else can we say?
Take advantage of the power plays, guys. Come on over here. Come over here. Look at this guy right here. Look at this guy right here. There you go. That's Lance Paradis on the camera there, giving you some entertainment. That guy has been getting dressed up for most of playoff hockey. I had a chance to meet him. We had a beer together over in the restaurant a few games ago. There's a fan for sure. He's
definitely been a staple in this arena for all of us here. 5,000 people in the arena. Everybody knows that one guy.
Everybody knows who Lance is. Well, they don't maybe know his name's Lance. That's Lance Paradis, but they know who that guy is. And it's good to see for sure. Well, I don't know what else we can say, Lee, except we're almost to 60,000. We're over. We're $64,000 for the 50-50 draw.
And I had just enough data usage on my phone to
get some more?
To get some, yes.
I got mine. I told you Pat DeRocher went. Now I was sitting up there, and Pat's kind of like in the booth. He's on the radio, and he had his tickets sitting right there in the ledge, and I was like, stealing them from his ledge, and he caught me stealing them, and he slapped my hand. Boy, I want to be friends with that person,
right?
Who happens to win that? That's going to change. That's going to change somebody's year.
If I take home $64,000, beers are on me.
Okay.
Just Dave. I'm not
just
taking
Dave.
The whole city of Sarnia for a beer.
I can drink $64,000 worth of beer. Might not be walking or anyway.
The wife would have to pick you up again.
Again? What do you mean again? Yes, again. All right, well, I don't know what else more we can say, man, except whatever happens out there, it really has been a fantastic, amazing. I don't know about you. I'm a little emotional already. I've had to hold it back a couple of times, and I don't even skate. I just know what this organization has put into getting themselves here, not just from the in-game experience with Jake Borey and the coaching staff and everybody. But it's just been an amazing experience this year to be a part of this as a fan, as someone who's I get to get close to a lot of these folks that make it happen here. It's an emotional day no matter what happens, and to get to this point, I know that even if the Sting don't come out the way they want to here today, there's still a reason for celebrating the Sarnia Sting.
Most definitely. There has never been a season for this team like this year has been.
Yep.
And there may never be another one like this. So it would be great to keep it going. Let's hope they can make that comeback so we can keep this feeling going for the team, for the city, for all of the supporters of this team, all over southwestern Ontario and even across the river in Michigan.
Yeah.
We've got a great following of the people in Michigan. So we would love to keep that going. So let's hope the Sting can find a way to make, they're only down 2 goals. There's still 20 minutes of hockey.
We've seen them come back.
Definitely.
I'm not giving up yet. I'm nervous, not going to lie, but
we're definitely not in the position that we would like to be in. But, this game is still far from over.
Well, if they're coming out hard like they need to, I think London's got to be saying to themselves, okay, but the Sting know they got to come out hard, and London has to know that Sting has done that to them in the past, where they've been down, they've come back. And it's not over yet, that's for sure. That's why there's 60 minutes of hockey, and we've got 20 more coming your way here in about 5 minutes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Keep watching out there in Kojiko land, and of course the Sarnia Sting post game will happen on your TV Sarnia, and then it'll be available on social media after that. Lee, thanks so much for joining me here again. I'm David Burrows, live from the Sarnia Sting concourse. Hopefully, positive results coming up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Go Sting, go!